So I'm really pleased to be here today to introduce Anastasia, Priestess of Cerridwen and co-creator of Loving Spirit. And Anastasia lives with her family in Barrie, Ontario in Canada. So thank you so much for coming and for sharing with us today. So I wondered if you could maybe start by introducing yourself and telling us a bit about what led you to Goddess and to Cerridwen specifically. And did you sort of seek her out, or did she come calling out of the blue?
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm happy to be here to share with all of you my experience with Cerridwen. Um, yes, first of all, about me, I've been teaching yoga for 27 years. I've been a crystal master for 27 years. And so I've also certified others and trained others with crystals and yoga. Um, my love right now is Thai yoga massage. So I'm fusing healing work with massage. And ceremonies is my newest love from Cerridwen. But I always did ceremony before. I always had like gatherings here at my house during the Sabbats when I didn't even know what a Sabbat was. So I have had I've been living a tantric life as a tantrika before Cerridwen. And tantra, and people think it's sex, but no, it's weaving spirituality into your life. So I have been weaving spirituality into my life for 27 years or more, but now I have this new element of Cerridwen. And yes, she called me, definitely. I've been doing goddess yoga for 6 years about. And so every week I would introduce a new goddess. So I would study that goddess before introducing that to my students, and then embodying that goddess and getting them to embody that goddess. So embodiment has been something I've been practicing for some time, for groups. So I have that confidence of embodiment, not yet here in Barrie, but we'll see what Cerridwen tells me to do. I don't know. So yes, I always would do Cerridwen at Halloween. And the third time I did her, I was driving around, I don't know, and I saw some, pots, some garden pots. I have a green thumb as well. I didn't mention that, is we garden and I love working with herbs already before Cerridwen. So, and I love trees. I'm a tree lover, all of that. And I'm gathering these pots, garden pots, and there's this one, I should have brought it. It was a big metal cauldron with a handle, like a big metal cauldron that someone used as a planter. So I shined it up and cleaned it up. And I really felt that was Cerridwen's call. And at that particular class, there was an image that I had found on the internet that was the wheel of transformation, Cerridwen's wheel of transformation. So after finding the cauldron, I went to Google and I was looking for, is this from a book? I'm interested where this wheel of transformation came from. And I found B. And so I saw that there was a Cerridwen's course, but I'm here in Canada and it was only in person at the time. And there was no way I was coming to Glastonbury 16 times in 2 years.
No.
So I just let it go. So that was the Halloween of 2019 when that happened. So I kind of just had my own relationship with Cerridwen. But then when COVID happened, August of 2020, I got in touch with B, just asked, do you happen to be bringing that online? Because I myself was doing a training, was conducting a yoga teacher training and had to bring it online. So I thought maybe, and sure enough, she had been forced. Were you in that year been forced to be put online?
So we started off being in person, but then because of the restrictions, we ended up going online. So we were sort of a hybrid year, not fully
Right,
online, but we went and did most of certainly the second spiral online. Yeah, because I
right. And
was
then,
just the year before you. Yeah.
right. And then, yeah, our group was the first, I guess, spiral 1 and 2 online. Yeah, and we made it. I made it. We made it. Um, so yeah, that's how she called me. That's how she called me. Yeah.
It's interesting how many people are called by her as opposed to sort of seeking her out. It's very common, I think, in our sisterhood that that's the way that it works. But
Can I add something to that? The
yeah.
other way she called me is because I told you I do Thai yoga. Well, I didn't say, but I do Thai yoga massage, which is,
Mm,
it doesn't matter. But in goddess yoga, I'll just turn to my studio here. So there you see the massage table. Um,
mhm.
but you see there's some collages there. And
Yeah.
those are collages of the goddess, all different goddesses. And after goddess yoga, we would have a little social and we would gesso the different goddesses. But there's many goddesses on those boards, and Cerridwen just stuck out at me. She was just from that 2019 moment on, out of all these goddesses on two big boards, that's who I saw.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah. And then when I walked into Goddess House and they have all these goddesses gessoed on the walls, I was like, aha, home, you know?
That's so brilliant. So, you're an initiated priestess of Cerridwen, and it would be really interesting to find out for yourself as a daily practice, what do you do? And then separately to that, how do you then, as a priestess, serve your community?
Okay. So personally, for me personally, I do wake up early. I like that quiet time. Well, let's go even earlier. Goddess usually wakes me up. So,
Messages.
um, if there is any stress or anything going on, she wakes me up and I go to her and I ask her for counsel, and I ask her to help me heal or others heal or help me to um, connect with certain people in other ways than the ways that are happening. So yeah, that's the first way is usually that's around 3 a.m. And then when I get up for yoga, I first pick a card. I light candle, pick a card. And then I do yoga. And the warm up for the yoga, my husband teaches it online every morning. For you guys, it would be 5 hours later. But I do my sun salutes with the Cerridwen's prayer. I say that out loud.
Oh, wow.
And I want to show it to you guys.
That'd be amazing.
But I'll show it to you right after I share my personal practices. So then at the end of yoga, we meditate. So I usually go to the goddess at that time, just for any counsel I need for the day. And then walking my dogs, like connecting to nature. I see Cerridwen everywhere. I might say my Cerridwen's prayer again. I might say it out loud if no one's around. And just tuning in, and also keeping in touch with my sisters. You
Yes.
all keep me, connected to Cerridwen and our circle. And any other things I do personally to connect to Goddess? Well, because I do massage and healings, I set up my space. Actually, I just have it here. It's not lit, but I have a little table here
Mm,
where I do an elemental blessing. So before they come in, I light the candles and I call in Cerridwen
mm,
out
mm.
loud because I can in my own studio.
Brilliant.
And so when they come down, the candles are lit, and then I give them a blessing from the element, the spirit of the elements. Unless they're open to Cerridwen, then I call in Cerridwen for them. Other than that, with like Janet gave me a elemental blessing at Goddess House when I was thankfully there in Glastonbury, and I loved it. I was crying. I was so pleased that it was Janet, first of all, one of my sisters, and this elemental blessing I love, and my clients just love it. So yeah, that's how I bring Cerridwen in personally. And with that in heart and mind, I'll show you my sun salutations. If you know the sun salutes. Now I do a gentle version of the sun salutes. Okay. So some of you do your downward dogs and your cobras. And I mean, I've been teaching 27 years, and actually it's yoga's no pain, no pain. And I find sun salutes can be painful for those hips.
Yeah.
So I do a very gentle one with cat and dog. So
Yes.
here we go. And I'll do the prayer at the same time. So here we go. Cerridwen, awaken your dark, bright spirit in me. Lady, open and expand my visions of a noon. Cerridwen, be in my breath. my words, and all my service, my actions in service to you today. Lady, fill my heart with your love. Lady, heal my disease. Cerridwen, bless my cauldron of creativity and bless my fertility of body, mind, and spirit, and ground me in your love. I'll just do one more round. Cerridwen, awaken your dark, bright spirit in me. Lady, open and expand my visions of a noon. Cerridwen, be in my breath, my words, and all my actions in service to you today. Lady, fill my heart with your love. Lady, heal my disease. Cerridwen, bless my cauldron of creativity and bless my fertility of body, mind, and spirit, and ground me in your love. So sun salutes are done in 2 rounds. I know normally you do 3, but I do 3 rounds of 2. That's 6 times of 6 times of our ladies' prayer.
So well, it's really wonderful to see that.
It does fit so well, doesn't it? I love it.
It's a
And
great
so
way to wake up in the morning and to get your body going to do that. And that twinning it with the prayer is really great. Thanks for showing us that.
and it's so synchronistic.
The other part of my question really was then about how do you serve your community?
Okay, so well, I did mention here I have my elemental altar. So every day, anyone who comes down here, first of all, when they enter my studio is in my home basement, so the back door sunroom they enter, and everybody gets a little sage from my I made this on my spiral one. It's got a little quartz on the end, and I used rabbit fur. And so everybody gets a whoosh of the sacred smoke, and then everybody comes down and they get an elemental blessing. Then we prepare for whether that's their healing or their massage, and that's usually about a half an hour of sacred listening. And I do ask the goddess to show me their what they're not able to see, their blind spot. Show me their blind spot, and then I will give good counsel if that's what they want, and from that place of the blind spot. So that's one way. Another way is I do full moon dances and new moon drum and song circles, and I call goddess in.
Oh, wonderful.
For those. So
I'm moving to Ontario now, you know that.
I can always use more people, that's for sure. I don't know why it never seems there's enough, but maybe one day. Never say never, right? I'm happy with, if there's 3, even 2, there's enough for ceremony. And I find when I let go about how many show up, more show up. If I'm like, I need to, I need to make no, it doesn't work. So it's definitely all about energy. Well, how else do I serve my community with Cerridwen? Well, I also make my own teas and herbs. So I share that with some of my clients, little gifts of teas or herbs or little incense. I saw someone was making offering powders, and I'm just cleaning out my herbal, and there's a lot of herbs. So I'm thinking of getting a nice making a nice label and getting some nice little jars, and then just offering that as gifts, these little powder offerings. I know there's so many ways that I would serve community with Cerridwen.
I've seen when you did a brilliant video of you'd created a labyrinth in the woods, and you were walking the labyrinth with real mindfulness. That was really beautiful.
Yes, I love to visit the labyrinth, and I love to invite people to come with me.
Yeah.
Yes, and when I came back from my dedication, I did give my first queening ceremony. Actually 2 of them. I did a solo that week, and then a group of women, 10 women for one person. And also we made, I'll go get one. We made banishing wands. So There's a garden I tend to that had a lot of roses, and we cut the rose bushes, but we saved them to
Oh,
make a
look at that.
banishing wand.
Yeah.
So this one, it has 3 prongs. This is definitely my Cerridwen banishing wand. You be nice now. No, I'm just joking.
That's really
I'm
good.
I'm just joking. But this is more banishing for me, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I've used it with my clients around the elemental table. So we banish certain things that don't serve us,
Yeah.
And so everyone loves these, and I even was able to sell some for Christmas gifts. And actually, someone recently told me that she gave her sister one, and her sister is so thankful. So thankful. It's really helping her. It helps her to harness her power and know what she wants and what she doesn't want.
I've seen some like that with made from blackthorn.
Yeah.
See it with the rose thorns. That's really cool. Yeah, wow.
So I can't find blackthorn here. So
Yeah.
far, I have not found it. I really want to. I feel I know blackthorn. It's got to be here. We just haven't found each other yet. So
Mm.
yeah, we made vanishing wands, and oh, it, around Valentine's Day, and since we're in a season of love, we also had some that were without thorns, and we made love wands, spell wands, intentional wands.
Uh-huh.
So here's my little intentional wand.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And I really like to have the bells on it because it really gives it power.
Is
I
that
intend
clay
for
that
all of you to feel the power of love today, not just from Anastasia love, but the love of the goddess and the love of this season of Beltane and fire. Yes.
Oh, yes. Is that clay you've used to put the crystals in? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I
Wow.
used, yeah. And it's not even, did we bake it a little bit? We did bake the crystals in.
That's amazing. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So I understand from an exciting update I happened to see on social media last night that you have a new venture. So I wondered if you could maybe tell us a little bit about the pop-up temple and how this idea arrived with you and why now in particular.
Well, okay. So goddess told me, I mean, I can't believe we don't have goddess temples here. Seriously, when I went to UK, there's so many things I loved about the UK. But most of all, I have to say, I loved that there's these spaces called goddess temples or the goddess house. I went to Bristol. I loved that Bristol is a small room that also has things for sale. I also love that Bristol has one corner dedicated to the male god, which because um, I'm in a tantric relationship, and my husband is part of my love. He is my god. He is my guru. He matters. He's the green man. So I loved that, and I loved that they could make a small room so sacred and so effing powerful. Really, I could really feel. I loved even outside was nice, but when I went in, and this small room had so much great energy, and then with a larger room to the side for activities, just like kind of here, I have my studio, and then I have a healing room
Mm.
off to the side. But theirs is much bigger. So, and I got to go to a drum circle with while I was in Bristol, and I also got to do a song circle, an autumn equinox song circle with Adrian. I don't know if anybody's met Adrian. But that was great. So that was the first temple I went to. And then the second one was the Goddess Temple on High Street. Then there was Goddess House, which blew me away. Just blew me away. That elemental blessing from Janet. I got to meet the Oracle, which that's kind of inspiring me. I do have a lot of masks and veils, and something's going to happen with them. I don't have them for no reason. But really, what really when I was sitting in Wales, Bala Temple, Goddess told me, and I loved this one place too, because it's mostly store with a lot of pictures of the goddess and related books and cards and some handicrafts, and cloaks, and then just this little tiny space that was so powerful,
Mm.
with the goddess and this beautiful, huge art piece by Tiana of Cerridwen. And
And so intimate as well, isn't it?
I love this space.
Mm,
The goddess said you could just do this. You don't have to do all these elaborate ceremonies and this and that.
right.
You could just do this. And I would, and she told me I can do a goddess temple there. And I was saying to her, but I can't. I don't have these big, beautiful murals by Tiana, and I don't have goddess statues, because that's what I noticed through my travels in these beautiful temples. Everyone has these amazing statues, but I wasn't about to be carrying one on flight home. Um, so the goddess has been bringing me statues since I got home. I've been gifted one, two, three, four, five different beautiful goddess statues.
Amazing.
And she also has told me I can paint myself. And I was reminded about this one goddess you see here behind me. This is I do crystal healing with her.
Hmm.
There are crystals embedded on her. She is a Tibetan Dakini. I call her Dakini, and she has the balancing layout of crystals embedded on her. Where you see the chakras, those are crystals. And so, um, yeah, that was my. Then when I came home, people were like, "You have a goddess temple." I've got this Dakini. I've got these beautiful goddess collages and
Mm,
statues now. And so when equinox was coming, I felt like I should be doing something, but I had no energy. I didn't, nothing was coming. It wasn't, I knew that my mind said to do it, but
mm,
my heart wasn't there. And so I didn't know. I'm like, I miss doing seasonal ceremonies, which I did last year for my portfolio. Um,
mhm.
So I was just trying to figure how can I mix the two. So that's what I've done. And she told me for sure for Beltane. And it is one of my favorite times of the year when everything's just shooting up, just the life force is just, and so I know normally my mind would say start in Samhain because that's the time of Cerridwen. So I was surprised that she told me now, but now is the time. And so how I've worked it out is that for in person, I have an open house from 1 to 4, and people can drop by. And my husband is my Melissa. He has been helping me along through my Cerridwen course, and so he will be
Brilliant.
greeting people, saging them,
Hmm.
bringing them down to the elemental altar, giving them an elemental blessing, and orienting them. And
Mm.
I will be in the healing room. I've already got appointments booked for sacred listening and good counsel, because that's something I do every day. So it's,
Mhm.
I feel that's something I can offer at this time. So, and then for those people who came in maybe earlier, they may not want to hang around at 2:30. I'm going to do a quick, my husband will do a quick Beltane ceremony. And that's from 2:30 to 3. So I was thinking people could kind of come before or after that ceremonial time, just to move the traffic around. And also because we have this setup here, we're going to invite anybody online who wants to join us just for the ceremony part at the pop-up
That's
temple.
amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, to be here for, so you're invited, anyone who's watching this, or it might have already happened. And in
I think
then
it'll be going out before Beltane, so that's good.
Okay, awesome. But they may not see it, but if you look at my Loving Spirit page, it'll be there on the Facebook Live. We'll Facebook Live it as well. So yeah, I'm doing kind of a 2-in-1, doing my seasonal ceremony and my pop-up temple, and being able to be of service privately in the next room.
Sounds very flexible. It's allowing people to come when it suits them and to stay for as long as they like, and to go home and watch it from home if they want to as well, and things. That's really wonderful. I wish you all the best with it. I think it sounds amazing.
Thank you. And I know I've learned that this is not for, I mean, it's by donation, but it's not necessary. This is my love for the goddess, and also this time of year,
Mm.
it's just so amazing. So yeah.
So we're talking a bit about the seasonal theme at the moment of the lover. So I wanted to get a bit deeper into what does that mean for you. So in your healing work, do you do any work with couples to deepen their relationships with each other, or in other relationships that we have with people that we love, how we can strengthen that love. I saw you do a fantastic thing about the appreciation station, which I really loved. I don't tell my family, I've got 3 children and a very long suffering husband, and I don't take enough time to tell them how much they mean to me and how much I love them and why. And the appreciation station really struck a note with me. So, yeah, if you wouldn't mind telling us a bit about that and other things that you do to help us appreciate each other, that would be great.
Sure. Okay. I'm going to set up an appreciation station here. So all you need is a receptacle. Anything. I mean, I on my, I like to have some crystals in a nice glass with a nice receptacle. I don't have it set up right now upstairs. I like to put the appreciation station on the kitchen table, really, so that we can do this, whether you're single and you can do this on your own or with your family.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just need an empty receptacle and a full one. In this case, I have some crystal balls that I like to use for family massage. So, and the most important part about appreciation is also the receiver is to say thank you, because often we are appreciated or given compliments and we don't even hear it and we don't even take it in with a thank you. So this is the most important part for the receiver. But it's very simple and it's true. People don't appreciate each other, or we need to hear it. It's a love language. A love language is, positive reinforcement, wanting to be told you're loved. And sometimes we don't know what our children or our husbands or how we appreciate ourselves. So we're going to do it together because you know it, Gail. So I'm going to start and we're going to give you all an example who's watching today. Okay. Okay. So Gail, I appreciate the time that you've taken to interview me today and to share my love and wealth of Goddess Cerridwen with other people who love and have the wealth of Cerridwen in their lives. And
Thank,
what do you say? Yes.
thank you.
And then here, I'm going to hold one for you. Yeah.
Okay, I've got my little paper
Oh,
ball.
good.
So, so I'm going to take a paper ball and say, Anastasia, I love that your infectious enthusiasm makes me smile till my face aches and makes me just long for the next time I'm going to see you again. So I'm going to put that in here and say,
Thank
you're amazing.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Gail. Gail, I love, love, love how you help bring people together. You hold the kinship circles, and I know you've done other things to hold people together, and I'm appreciating you for all of them. Any little circle or group that you have put your heart and soul into. Thank you for your dedication.
Thank you. So I would like, Anastasia, to appreciate your gentle guidance because you've been really helpful to me as someone who's kind of new to setting up circles of sisters and brothers. And you've given me some really useful tips and pointers and helped me to understand when it's useful to set boundaries and when it's useful to be flexible. So thank you for your mentorship with that. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. And thank you, Gail. Was so lucky enough to meet you in Wales, and you shared your skill of us making a foraging bag. And I got to make two, and my sister in Bristol uses it and loves it, and so do I. And it was so great to meet you in person. So I appreciate your skill and your beauty.
And thank you for always thinking about our connection as a wider sisterhood, an international sisterhood. I appreciate the efforts that you put in to keep us connected. And we've both finished our training, but it's so important to keep that going. And you find new ways, whether through technology or just effort, for us to stay together. So I appreciate you for that and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just want to include people who are, single, maybe sitting at the table eating alone. And so just giving an example, we'll each give an example for appreciating ourselves. And so I appreciate myself for, I wanted to say for being the fool. Isn't that awful? But the fool card, the zero card. I appreciate that I am that fool, that I fall and I get up again, that I love and I get hurt and I get up again. And I am just that 0 point, that I have fun and trying to make the best of it. So I love the fool, the zero card in me.
Mm.
And
I,
what do you love about you?
I,
Oh, I have to say thank you. Sorry. I thank me.
I love that I am tenacious and will carry on and keep going if I think something is right or needed or helpful. And if I encounter obstacles, I will try to find a way around that and keep going. So, thank you.
Thank you. I need to add someone here. I appreciate Mrs. B. Halligan for bringing us all together, for passing on her knowledge, and the whispers of Cerridwen.
Mm. I
Anything
appreciate,
else?
yeah, I would like to say I appreciate B as well for broadening her trainings to include online and allowing us all to meet each other and to continue to connect beyond the training. I live in a part of Wales where there aren't very many people near me who I can practice with, and so I really appreciate that online chance and connection. So,
Thank you. And I need to include our sisters and brothers watching today. I appreciate you. I appreciate your kinship. And I appreciate your creativity and rippling out our love of Goddess Cerridwen together,
mm,
whether we're together in body or mind, spirit, or in our hearts. I appreciate our kinship.
mm, absolutely blessed be.
Blessed be.
Mm, fantastic. Thank you. So, in terms of people's relationships as couples, do you do any work with people as couples to strengthen their relationships?
We have in the past, it's not strong right now, but we used to give Tantra for couples workshops, just bringing people together. Actually, that was back in the day when we did things in person, which was harder to get couples together because the woman would usually want, the man wouldn't really want, you'd have to bribe the man. But I think now online would be even better, because then you could be with us in another room. But we haven't really done too much with couples other than giving them massage together
And
lately.
do you do hand fastings?
I have been trained to hand fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't wait till the first one happens. I have had a couple people say they have me in mind, so we'll just see what
That would
happens.
be amazing.
I know, wouldn't it? I would love that.
When we were talking earlier, you were talking about the idea of fire, to do with obviously Beltane and the lover, but how fire could be the catalyst that moves things, whether it's, atoms or whether it's people's stubborn things that need to be transformed or whatever. So could you tell me a bit maybe about fire and what it means to you at this season?
Well, fire. Well, we do know Beltane is one of the fire ceremony seasons, right? Where you clear and purify with the fire.
Mm,
And I know for us, we'll have a bonfire. We have our Christmas tree still sitting there. And we have, oh, it's not here, it's upstairs on my altar, but we have our Bridget's corn doll that we made at Lamas.
right.
So that's going to go into the fire. Also, I have some extra herbs that just, I hung them. They don't, I may not be using the stems, things like that. So that'll go into the fire. But yes, there's just that fire of spring, that the erections of all the tulips and the daffodils coming up, and the warmth, the mists. And oh, right now, I know you guys already have probably leaves, but for us, it's just, we're in that bud, that bud season. And it's like the bud is that fire, but then also then the leaf. So the seed, right? And then the leaf. I wonder if it makes a sound. That's why I did it.
And
But
this
it's all over.
rising, yeah.
And I can't stop taking pictures of buds in my phone. I just love that energy. And then the mating birds, we've got the robins back in our nest here, and she's been tending. It's been a little bit of cold, so they're tending to the eggs, and just hearing the different birds, the cardinals calling, and then going down to the rivers, and they're swollen, and the lake is swollen, and just the green is just starting here. The green is just spreading. And then there are fire ceremonies we can do. We're going to do a little one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do we'll do a little chant together. But also I just wanted to give you some other suggestions for Beltane, which are, one would be cooking with aphrodisiacs. Yay, a little bit of love. Like what we make is we called it tantra tarts. There's so the tart can be whatever pastry you use. We use ground almonds. But then just mixing in some dark chocolate with some ginger and chili. Oh, that's good.
That's good.
And then just put that onto your pastry, or you don't even need pastry. Make little balls. They're your little chocolates.
Yeah.
And you could feed your lover, and just a little zing, give you a little zing, with a little bit of cayenne pepper in there. Yeah. Love and fertility spells. I know a love spell, an apple spell, where you can take the apple, just take the lid off and take a little bit of the core off. So you have a little lid like you would for your turnip jack-o'-lantern, right? And then take a piece of paper and write your love spell on it. And that love spell could be for you, like you loving yourself, or it could be you loving someone, whether that's male or female, doesn't matter. And so you roll that up and put it in the apple, and then you pour some honey into the apple, pour some love, some honey, some sweetness on the apple, put the lid on, and then put it in a little container in the closet in the dark space. Okay. And what we want is for the apple to get mushy, not too mushy so you can't deal with it. But just the thing is as the apple gets mushy, then so does that love soften. And then when the time is right, taking that apple out from the closet and planting it into the earth, and then maybe planting something on top of it to symbolize that love for that person, and just watch your love bloom.
I love that, because when you cut into the apple, there's a pentacle, isn't there, inside?
That's right. I love that
There's
too.
something really amazing about that. Wow.
I love that too. So speaking of that, plant seeds. Plant seeds. Another tradition is leave yellow flowers at your front door. And this is to welcome blessings of warmth, sunshine, and positivity into the home. So most people might be thinking, leave yellow flowers by the door. Oh, they'll have a little planter by the door. But what we did last year, the dandelions haven't popped up yet, but we took dandelions and we braided them. Okay, had 3 blossoms and braided them. And then at night, we went and left them at all our neighbors' doorsteps.
Oh, wow.
So that we could bless them with the blessings of warmth, sunshine, and positivity into their homes. So we felt like little magical fairies spreading love through our community. Yeah. So we really liked that as a family, doing that. Obviously making offers to the fertility deities or any deities about love. Definitely to our Cerridwen, maybe some cauldron fire ceremony for our beautiful Cerridwen. Create a fairy garden, because the fairies are coming out. As the insects come out, the fairies are waking up. Crafting floral wreaths and crowns. We can't quite do that here, but maybe those of you in the UK, that's always a fun thing to do. Hand fasting, this is a good time to get married. The maypole, dance around the maypole, we know about that. And the bonfire, right? So here, let's do a little ceremony here with this fire.
Okay.
And we're just going to chant together. Just a quick little ditty. I'm just going to shift the camera again. So you know fire clears, right? Fire cleanses. This is the time to cleanse. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put this on the floor because it is also customary to jump the bonfire, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is my bonfire. Welcome to it here in Loving Spirit Studio. Oh, I'm wrong. Here we go. All right. So here's the chant, and you repeat it with me, okay? Repeat after me, and what we're going to do is, so first just let's stand by the fire, and let's just call in silently, each of us calling in Cerridwen of fire, calling in her passion, calling in her clearing, calling in her love, calling in the purification. Here's some Palo Santo, the purification of the fire. Calling in the love, not just for Cerridwen, but the love for ourselves, our neighbors, our community. Calling in the love of the light, the return of the light, the thawing of the rivers, the movement, the action, doing what we love and loving what we do. We call in our lovely Cerridwen, Lady of Magic and Mystery, and we breathe her energy in with gratitude. Hail and welcome, Cerridwen of fire.
Hail and welcome, Cerridwen of fire.
And we turn into our center together for this fire ritual. And we're going to just walk around the fire together, and we're going to chant a chant, and you repeat after me. With this flame, I cleanse my soul.
With this flame, I cleanse my soul.
Removing obstacles to reach my goal.
Removing obstacles to reach my goal.
I cleanse and purify with sacred fire.
I cleanse and purify with sacred fire.
And unlock my heart's true desire.
And unlock my heart's true desire.
With this flame, I cleanse my soul.
With this flame, I cleanse my soul.
Removing obstacles to reach my goal.
Removing obstacles to reach my goal.
I cleanse and purify with sacred fire.
I cleanse and purify with sacred fire.
And unlock my heart's true desire.
And unlock my heart's true desire.
With this flame, we cleanse our souls.
With this flame, we cleanse our souls.
Removing obstacles to reach our goals.
Removing obstacles to reach our goals.
We cleanse and purify with sacred fire.
We cleanse and purify with sacred fire.
And unlock our heart's true desire.
And unlock our heart's true desire.
And I want you to think of what your heart's true desires are. Just take a moment together, all of us, with Cerridwen of fire holding us, with the springtime bursting forth, this creative energy. And what is it? What is your heart's true desire? My heart's true desire is for my goddess temple to go well next week, and that it's well attended and the love of the goddess is sent to all.
My true desire is for my sister's forthcoming birth to go well, and for all to be well for our mother and baby.
My true desire is for all of us Cerridwen sisters and brothers to feel each other, to hold each other as one in love and trust. So mote it be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. And so it is. And so, you know, with the fire, whether it's a bonfire or a candlestick like Jack, you jump over the fire to clear and cleanse. I'm going to jump for you.
Thank you.
But you can round Beltane. Ready? We're going to get cleansed together. Are you ready? Anything that gets in the way of our true heart's desire, away. Woo-hoo! Again. And this one's for you. Ready?
Whee! Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like us to make some wishes. So here, let's make some wishes. I'm just going to shift the camera before we go. Is there anything else?
Oh, there you are. Beautiful.
So we'll just all make silent wishes and I'll blow out the candle. The first candle, silent wish to Cerridwen. Another wish. And so it is. Another wish. Just feel it, even if it's not words, feel it in your heart's desire. Another wish. Ready? Feel it. Envision it. Last one. In gratitude to Goddess Cerridwen. We love you. Thank you. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Guide our way, always.
Thank you, Anastasia. That was absolutely wonderful. And thanks for having this interview with me today in your wonderful space, and wishing you all the best for your pop-up temple. And I shall look forward to hearing about it and maybe watching it online actually when it's happening. So
Awesome. I have one more gift for us to finish off. Yes. We're going to sing a song.
Okay, great. Always good.
All right.
For that.
So here we go. It is. And now, for sound quality, you might want to mute, Gail, because it kind of, but we'll all sing this together. And it's very simple. So just join in once you get the gist of it. Flowing like a river to the sea. Love flows through you and it flows through me. Flowing like a river to the sea. Love flows through you and it flows through me. Flowing like a river to the sea. Love flows through you and it flows through me. Flowing like a river to the sea. Love flows through you and it flows through me. Two more times. Flowing like a river to the sea. Love flows through you and it flows through me. Six is love. Flowing like a river to the sea. Love flows through you and it flows through me. And I hope you can sing that all the way through your day and all the way through Beltane season. Thank you. That song is by, it's called Flowing Like a River
Lovely.
by Shauna something. Maybe we can put it in the comments
We
after.
will do. Well, thank you very much. Blessings on your day.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail, for everything. Thank you, sisters and brothers, for watching. And may the love of the goddess be forever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. I'll see you around the maypole or around the bonfire. Yes.